Good morning, friends. On the today's lecture, we are going to start with the new concept of the chapter number 4 is related to Banking Regulation Act 1949. In the earlier lecture, we studied about the RBI Act 1934. But now, the new act is related to the BR Act, is also known as the BR, that is Banking Regulation Act in the 1949. As you know, the RBI was established as per the British rule in the year of 1935, and for that Hilton Young Commission suggested the law which is related to RBI Act 1934. But when we got the independence after 1947, who will be the controller of that particular bank? Because it was under the Britishers' control before independence. But now India got the independence. Now who will be the controller? And so that there is need to nationalize Reserve Bank of India. And hence in the 1949 the nationalization of RBI was done. And at that time the Banking Regulation Act was enacted. The main motto behind is to control the banking sector in the Indian economy, because at the time of Britishers, even and after the independence, the number of banking sector got the boost regarding industrial development, agricultural development, and these banks are totally think about the commercial purpose only. They are not interested to provide the finance for the rural development as well. To control them, there is need of a regulation by the some authority, and hence in the 1949 Banking Regulation Act was enacted. There are some basic concepts which you already studied in the chapter number 3, where we study how the RBI do their functions in the economy, and these are the regulatory functions is coming from the Banking Regulation Act 1949. So we will start with the definition. Banking Regulation Act 1949 is accepting for the purpose of lending and the investment of a deposit of a money from public, repayable on the demand, otherwise withdrawal by the check, draft, order or otherwise. Means after the 1947, when we got the independence, the problem regarding controlling was arising, and hence there is need to accept the law which is relating to the regulatory functions in the 1949. Accepting for the purpose of lending or the investment of a deposit of a money from the public, repayable on the demand or otherwise the withdrawal by the check, drafts and otherwise. बिकॉज कसं होतं, कमर्शियल बँका डिपॉझिट लोकांकडनं घेतात, मग त्याच्यावर काहीतरी कंट्रोल असलं पाहिजे. कमर्शियल बँक्स ह्या डायरेक्ट डील करतात ह्या लोकांसोबत, मग तिथं लोकांसोबत लोन देणे म्हणजे ॲक्सेप्टिंग द डिपॉझिट्स अँड प्रोव्हाइडिंग द लोन इज द बेसिक फंक्शन ऑफ द बँकिंग सेक्टर. बट ऑन द अदर हँड, some points is related to repayable of the demands, otherwise the withdrawal by the check, drafts and the other order or the otherwise. ह्याच्यासाठी काहीतरी रेग्युलेटरी ऑथॉरिटी पाहिजे, नाहीतर बँका आधी प्रायव्हेट अंडर हँड कंट्रोल होत्याच आणि मग त्या एक कन्झ्युमरचं एक्सप्लॉन्टेशन करू नये. सो द रेग्युलेटरी ऑथॉरिटी इज नीडेड, अँड इन द 1949 नॅशनलायझेशन ऑफ RBI was done and regulation BR Act was enacted. Main object of this act to ensure the sound banking through the regulation covering opening the branches and maintaining the liquid asset. Through this act, the main object is not only to supervise the financial institute in the economy, but instead of that we are trying to increase the number of branches in the economy, which will help us to maintain the liquidity इन द इकॉनॉमी. लिक्विडिटी मीन्स कॅश होल्डिंग कॅपॅसिटी. पूर्वी बँकांची संख्या खूप जास्त कमी होती, लक्षात घ्या. त्याच्यानंतर मात्र नवीन नवीन बँका अस्तित्वात याव्या, त्यांनी मोठ्या प्रमाणावर कर्ज द्यावी, कारण आता तेव्हा आपल्याला इंडिपेंडन्स मिळालेला होता. लक्षात घ्या, फायनान्शियल सेक्टर आपल्याला स्ट्रॉंग बनवायचं होतं, आणि त्यामुळं मोठ्या मोठ्या बँकांच्या ज्या काही ते ब्रांचेस ओपन झाल्या पाहिजेत, रुरल भागामध्ये ओपन झाल्या पाहिजेत. इव्हन ते रेग्युलेशन कवरिंग द ओपनिंग ब्रांचेस अँड मेंटेन द लिक्विड ॲसेट. इट इज द मेन ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ दिस ॲक्ट. Now some section, now we are going to study subsections regarding Banking Regulation Act. The banking for the borrowing, raising, taking up the money, selling, collecting and dealing with the bills of exchange, promissory notes, railway receipt, dealing with the shares, bond and debentures. Means permission of the business टू द कमर्शियल बँक इज गिव्हन बाय द RBI ओनली. हे लक्षात घ्या. तुमच्या देशामध्ये ज्या ज्या काही बँका काम करत असतात त्याला जी काही परमिट करायचं काम आहे, मग ॲक्सेप्टिंग द डिपॉझिट, प्रोव्हाइडिंग द लोन, असे जे काही परमिशनचे काम आहेत, म्हणजे इन द सेन्स वेन यू रिक्वायर द लायसन्स फॉर द एस्टॅब्लिशमेंट ऑफ फायनान्शियल इन्स्टिट्यूट, central bank is central bank play the very important role regarding provide permission to it. Means according to section 6 they permitted the business of a bank acting the agent of a government, contracting the public private loan and issuing the same. म्हणजे गव्हर्नमेंट असू दे किंवा प्रायव्हेट असू दे त्यांच्याकडनं डिपॉझिट्स ॲक्सेप्ट करणं आणि त्यांना लोन प्रोव्हाइड करणं, हा देखील मुद्दा इथं आहे.